ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाखया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। नम ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांता नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरंगी श्री राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। भज श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे। मूकं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लांघयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्यम् ईश्वरं। कथञ्चन स्मृते अस्मिन् दुष्करं सुकरं भवेत् विस्मृते विपरीतं स्यात् श्रीचैतन्यं नमामि तं। नमस्ते गिरिराजाय श्रीगोवर्धननामिने शेषक्लेशनाशाय परमानन्ददाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। देवाय हरे नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। हरे कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा। Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you very much, Prabhuji. Because of you, I can also read Bhagavatam.
No, Prabhu, because of you, I am actually reading Prabhu.
Actually, Prabhuji, this particular verse, no, it is so amazing. I mean to say, it is impossible for us to glorify this verse. In a way, I can say, and there is no exaggeration. This particular verse, our Acharyas, Jiva Goswami has written 5 commentaries on this single verse of Bhagavatam. The first verse of Srimad Bhagavatam, he has 5 commentaries. In fact, what Jiva Goswami in his Sandarbhas, what he does is, he takes 5 Vedanta Sutras and he proves its existence in the first verse of Srimad Bhagavatam. 5 Vedanta Sutras. Okay. So basically, what are Vedanta Sutras? Na? Vyasadeva, after compiling all the Vedic literatures, he gave small sutras like Janmadhyasya Yataha and Athato Brahma Jigyasa and all those things. Small sutras which contains immense knowledge. Whatever he has learned in the Vedas. Now, any sampradaya to be considered authentic in previous years, any sampradaya to be considered authentic, the acharyas of those sampradayas were supposed to give commentary on Prasthanatrayi, okay, which includes Bhagavad Gita, Vedanta Sutra, and all these literatures. Now, if you see Gaudiya Parampara, before Baldev Vidyabhushan, there was no commentary on Vedanta Sutra. Do you know why?
Right.
Because Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said that Srimad Bhagavatam is the natural commentary on Vedanta Sutra. So when Srimad Bhagavatam is existing, why do we need another commentary on Vedanta Sutra? Like that. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his immediate followers, the 6 Goswamis of Vrindavan, they never wrote any commentary on Vedanta Sutra. Okay. And Jiva Goswami, in his 6 Sandarbhas, his 6 treatises, which establishes the foundation of Gaudiya Vaishnavism philosophy, what he does is he proves the existence of 5 Vedanta Sutras in the very first verse of Srimad Bhagavatam. And then he says, actually, the entire Vedanta Sutra is present in Srimad Bhagavatam. In fact, even one verse can contain all the meaning. So I have just given you a hint here, like that he says, right? Some of the words can be easily found out, like the very beginning, Janmadhyasya Yataha. That is the very second verse of Vedanta Sutra. It is the second sutra, right? So this verse is, you can say it is pregnant. It is pregnant with meaning. That is why if you see, one of the longest purports that Prabhupada has written is the first verse of Srimad Bhagavatam.
Yes, exactly.
In fact, all the acharyas, whoever has commented on Srimad Bhagavatam, they have given like big purports on the first verse. When Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Goswami Prabhupada was giving a class, for 3 months continuously, he was only speaking on the first verse of Srimad Bhagavatam, and he could not complete. And his classes were very long, like 3 hours, 4 hours. Like early days, Maharaj kaise class dete the, waisa he used to give class. But still, he couldn't complete it, is said, like that. In fact, there is one Rasik Vaishnava. His name is Srinath Chakravarti Pad. Okay. So Srinath Chakravarti Pad is an acharya who wrote a commentary on Janmadhyasya Yataha. His translation is only Krishna Leela. He translated as Krishna Leela completely. So this verse is so special, it can go, like either ways, vaisa hai. Now, some technical things I am saying about the verse. This particular verse is composed in a chanda which is named Shardula Vikreditam. Okay. So now, Sanskrit is such an amazing language. In Sanskrit, everything has its own meaning. Nothing is meaningless. Okay. So Shardula Vikreditam is a chanda. Chanda means a meter. Okay. Like last time we discussed, no, there is Anushtob and then there is Trishtob, like that. So Shardula Vikreditam is a meter. This meter's speciality is, Shardula means a tiger. Okay. And Vikreditam means to play. So that literally the name of the meter it means the play of a tiger, like that. Okay, so when you read the verse in that meter, you can feel it. Like for example, Janmadhyasya yatonvayaditaratas chartheshvabhinyasvarat Tene Brahma Hridaya Adikavaye Muhyanti Yat Suraya Tejo Vari Mridam Yatha Vinimayo Yatra Trisargo Mrisha Dhamna Svena Sada Nirastakuhakam Satyam Param Dhimahi. So if you had observed the verse very carefully, the meter, it is so beautiful. You can just figure out that it is like a play, right? Janmadhyasya yatonvayaditarat, like that, it is a play. But at the same time, you can feel that the rhythm is in such a fashion, it is play of a very heavy personality who is very serious. So like a tiger. So when a tiger walks very regally and he is in a playful mood, you can imagine it, right? So that's why this particular verse is called Shardula Vikreditam. And if you see in Shardula Vikreditam, it is a very, very long this thing. What do you say? A very long meter. Because if you read भगवत गीता, जितने टाइम में ये वर्स पढ़ के होगा आप 2 से 3 श्लोक बोल दोगे भगवत गीता का.
Sanskrit is very easy in Bhagavad Gita, we can say.
Yeah, yes. In fact, if you go to any kind of this thing, any classical Puranas and Itihasas, Sanskrit is comparatively very easy. If in fact it is said that in earlier days the test of a student in Sanskrit was if he could understand the language of Srimad Bhagavatam. Because Srimad Bhagavatam Sanskrit is so difficult. It is so difficult, so tongue twisting. In fact, there are some meanings, some words which only appear in Bhagavatam. There is no existence outside. One of the main reasons is because there is a lot of Vedic Sanskrit which is getting mixed with classical Sanskrit. So there are two Sanskrit actually. One is the Sanskrit that is in use right now, which is seen in Puranas and Itihasas typically. So this Sanskrit is known as classical Sanskrit. Okay. Now before classical Sanskrit, the Vedas, they were actually composed in Vedic Sanskrit. So I am coming to the most exciting point right now. Can you see the last word of the verse? Dhimahi. What does it remind you of?
Gayatri Mantra.
This reminds you of Gayatri Mantra. You see, Jiva Goswami makes the exact point here. He says the word Dhimahi represents Gayatri Mantra, which is saying that Srimad Bhagavatam's first verse contains Gayatri Mantra's meaning in it. Right? Now, if you speak from a contemporary point of view, from classical Sanskrit's point of view, Dhimahi is not a correct word to be put here. The correct word is Dhyayate. धीमहि व्यासदेव ने जान पूछकर वहां पर रखा है ये चीज को जताने के लिए कि द मीनिंग ऑफ गायत्री इज प्रेजेंट एंड द भागवतम्स क्लेम दैट इट इज निगम कल्पतरो और गलितम फलम विच इज द थर्ड वर्स इज ट्रुथ all the meanings of the Vedas comes as a fruit. That is Srimad Bhagavatam. Right? So again, I was just giving you an example of Vedic Sanskrit being present in Srimad Bhagavatam. Okay? So let's start. So Bhagavatam starts with Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Right? So Janmadhyase Yathonvayat. थोड़ा नीचे जाओ ना प्रभु जी, वो word to word synonyms हम लोग पढ़ेंगे. Yeah. Om Namo Om. Om, Prabhupada is so amazing. He is translating Om as Om, oh my Lord. Oh my Lord, Namaha, offering my obeisances. Bhagavate, unto the personality of Godhead. Vasudevaya, unto Vasudeva, the son of Vasudeva, or Lord Shri Krishna, the primeval Lord. Right? Janma Adi. So Adi means etc. है ना. तो जन्म आदि करके जब यहाँ पे यूज किया गया है, इट मीन्स क्रिएशन, सस्टेनेंस एंड डिस्ट्रक्शन. सो वन में थिंक दैट अरे जन्म तो लिखा है, बाकी किधर है, तो बाकी आदि के अंदर है. सो जन्म आदि अस्य मीन्स ऑफ द मैनिफेस्टेड यूनिवर्सेस. यतः फ्रॉम हुम. सो हु इज दैट पर्सन फ्रॉम हुम? दैट इज भगवते वासुदेवाय. दैट इज यतः फ्रॉम हुम. अन्वयात. अन्वयात मीन्स डायरेक्टली. इतरतः मीन्स इनडायरेक्टली. च and artheshu purposes. Abhitnyah, fully cognizant, means he is aware of everything directly and indirectly. Swarat, fully independent. Tene, imparted. Brahma, the Vedic knowledge. Hrida, consciousness of the heart. Yah, one who. Adi Kavaye, unto the original created being. Muhyanti. So you have to read it together. Tene Brahma Hridaya Adi Kavaye. Like that. Right? Muhyanti are illusioned. Yat, about whom? Surayah. Great sages and demigods. Muhyanti Yat Surayah. Tejah, fire. Vari, water. Mridam, earth, yatha, as much as, vinimayah, action and reaction, yatra, whereupon, trisargah, three modes of creation, creative faculties, amrsha, almost factual, dhamna, along with all transcendental paraphernalia. Okay. Svena, self-sufficiently, sada, always. Nirasta, negation by absence. Kuhakam, illusion. Satyam, truth. Param, absolute. Dhimahi, I meditate upon. Can you scroll a little bit, Prabhuji, for the
Yes,
translation?
Prabhuji.
O my Lord, Shri Krishna, son of Vasudev, O all-pervading personality of Godhead, I offer my respectful obeisances unto you. I meditate upon Lord Shri Krishna because he is the absolute truth and the primeval cause of all causes of the creation, sustenance, and destruction of the manifested universes. He is directly and indirectly conscious of all manifestations, and he is independent because there is no other cause beyond him. It is he only who first imparted the Vedic knowledge unto the heart of Brahmaji, the original living being. By him, even the great sages and demigods are placed into illusion, as one is bewildered by the illusory representations of water seen in fire or land seen on water. Only because of him do the material universes temporarily manifested by the reactions of the three modes of nature appear factual, although they are unreal. I therefore meditate upon him, Lord Shri Krishna, who is eternally existent in the transcendental abode, which is forever free from the illusory representations of the material world. I meditate upon him, for he is the absolute truth. Okay. Now, Prabhuji, what I usually do is while reading, once I come to the translation, no, I go back to the verse again. And I kind of, what I do is, sorry, you come to the translation. What I do is, I will take the translation and then in the translation, I will try to place the Sanskrit. So by doing this, if there is some word which is missing or some word which I am not understanding of the Bhagavatam, I just reconcile. So this is a style. If we want to avoid, we can avoid. That's not a problem. But I usually do it. Okay. Do you want to do it?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay. So, O my Lord Shri Krishna, son of Vasudev, where is it present?
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Yes, that is Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. O all-pervading personality of Godhead, I offer my respectful obeisances unto you. Where is it present?
Janmadasya.
See, Janmadasya is actually the second line. He is the absolute truth and the primeval cause of all causes of the creation, sustenance and maintenance. That is Janmadhyasya Yataha. Right? I offer my respectful obeisances unto you. Right? Where is it present? I offer my respectful obeisances unto you. See, what is happening, Prabhupada has splitted some things upar niche. Because that verse, no, usually, आपको ये भी बताता हूँ. When they do tika, na, what they do is they rearrange the verses. They rearrange in sentences. The same verse, they will rearrange according to the grammar, they will rearrange. And then they do the translation. So when we are doing the translation, sometimes things are jumbled up and down. And sometimes things can repeat also. Right? So I offer my respectful obeisances unto you. Actually वो नमो है, नमः ऊपर का. ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय जो है, उसमें से ओ माई लॉर्ड इज ओम, श्री कृष्ण सन ऑफ वसुदेव इज वासुदेवाय. Now Vasudev is that personality who is present in his own creation. Vasudev is that personality who is present in everyone's heart. That is why Prabhupada is writing, O all-pervading personality of Godhead. That is the literal meaning of Vasudev. Vasudev feature of the Lord. You see, Prabhupada is so conscious when he is writing. You see, I just wanted to point it out. That's why I used to read in this style. Because you understand that, how deeply Prabhupada is getting. And all these things are written by Acharyas. So, see, Prabhupada is writing Shri Krishna. Then Prabhupada is writing Son of Vasudeva. Then Prabhupada is writing, O all-pervading personality of Godhead. If you in essence take Son of Vasudeva means Vasudeva, correct? O all-pervading personality of Godhead also means Vasudeva.
Yes.
And Krishna also means Vasudeva. But now there is a catch. I add an extra point here. When we say Krishna is Vasudeva, this Krishna, this Shri Krishna is actually Krishna of Vrindavan. And in the Adi Purana, there is a verse which says that Mother Yashoda at home is called Devaki, and there is one name of Nanda Maharaj as Vasudeva. So here, O Shri Krishna is actually that Krishna from Vrindavan. I think so. That's why he is writing all these three things, na? तीनों नहीं तो लिखने की क्या जरूरत है? And there is one more reason. See, Bhagavatam is pregnant with meanings. That's why I'm telling you. All these things are true also. That's why Prabhupada is mentioning. See, he is so conscious for you and me. That's why he is doing. I offer my respectful obeisances unto you. Till this point is Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. I meditate upon Lord Shri Krishna because he is the absolute truth and the primeval cause of all causes of the creation, sustenance and destruction of the manifested universe. See, I meditate upon Lord Shri Krishna because he is the absolute truth. This absolute truth is coming down. Satyam Param Dhimahi mein Satyam Param is absolute truth. You see that same thing is again repeated Nietzsche. I meditate upon him for he is the absolute truth. Right? Satyam Param Dhimahi, like that. And the primeval cause of all causes of creation, sustenance and destruction means Janmadi Yasya Yathaha. Correct? He is directly and indirectly conscious of all manifestations. This is Itaratash Charthesh Vabhitnya Swarat. That ऊपर आओगे वो word to word के अंदर. See, here he is saying na Yataha Asya is of the manifested unity. Yataha Anvayat Itaratash. See? Anvayat means directly and Itarata means indirectly.
Indirectly, yes.
Correct? And Abhitnyaha means fully cognizant. Means he is fully aware. So he is directly also aware and indirectly also aware. Now when we speak about directly and indirectly, we will see in the purport. Anyway, we will go down a little bit. Itaratash Shartheshu Abhijna Swarat Tene Brahma Hridaya Adi Kavaya. It is quite the thing that is written there and all those things. Coming to purport. Obeisances unto the personality of Godhead Vasudeva directly indicate Lord Shri Krishna, who is the divine son of Vasudeva and Devaki. This fact will be more explicitly explained in the text of this work. Shri Vyasadeva asserts herein that Shri Krishna is the original personality of Godhead and all others are his direct or indirect plenary portions or portions of the portion. You see, that's why he has written there Anvayad Itaratash, means directly and indirectly. Indirectly is actually referring to Paramatma. The original personality of Godhead is there. So when he says that direct and indirect plenary portions or portions of portion, he is also referring to Paramatma, Narayana and all these expansions, which means he is making clear this point in the first verse itself that Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead and every other forms of Narayana and Vishnu are actually portions and plenary portions and portions of Krishna, like that. Srila Jiva Goswami has even more explicitly explained the subject matter in his Krishna Sandarbha. And Brahma, the original living being, has explained the subject of Shri Krishna substantially in his treatise named Brahma Samhita. In an Upanishad in the Samaveda, it is also stated that Lord Shri Krishna is the divine son of Devaki. Therefore, in this prayer, the first proposition holds that Lord Shri Krishna is the primeval Lord, and if any transcendental nomenclature is to be understood as belonging to the absolute personality of Godhead, it must be the name indicated by the word Krishna, which means all attractive. If you have noticed na Prabhuji, here what actually Prabhupada is doing, the very first paragraph of the purport, he has exclusively given to Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. You see, he is not speaking about Janmadhyasya and all those things in the first paragraph.
Yes, Prabhu.
The first paragraph is explicitly speaking about Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Do you see he is writing about an Upanishad in the Samaveda where Lord Krishna is defined as the son of Devaki? He is actually indicating that, this Krishna is being mentioned, and according to the Vedas, Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, like that. He is so learned, Prabhupada. Therefore, in this prayer, the first proposition holds that Lord Shri Krishna is the primeval Lord. And if any transcendental nomenclature is to be understood as belonging to the absolute personality of Godhead, it must be the name indicated by the word Krishna, which means the all attractive. In Bhagavad Gita, in many places, the Lord asserts himself to be the original personality of Godhead, and this is confirmed by Arjuna and also by great sages like Narada, Vyasa, and many others. In the Padma Purana, it is also stated that out of the innumerable names of the Lord, the name of Krishna is the principal one. Vasudev indicates the plenary portion of the personality of Godhead and all the different forms of the Lord, being identical with Vasudeva, are indicated in this text. देखा आपने? Vasudev indicates the plenary portion of the personality of Godhead, and all the different forms of the Lord being identical with Vasudeva are indicated in this text. So, what is Prabhupada trying to say? He is saying that when we are saying Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, it is actually indicating to Krishna. Then he is saying why Vasudeva is being, the word Vasudeva is used, it is to indicate all the plenary portions and expansions of Krishna, to say that वो जो पूर्ण पुरुषोत्तम है उनको मैं अपना प्रणाम कर रहा हूं, है ना? The name Vasudev particularly indicates the divine son of Vasudeva and Devaki. Shri Krishna is always meditated upon by the Paramahamsas, who are the perfected ones among those in the renounced order of life. Chalo. And now here Prabhupada has indicated one more thing. है ना? He is saying Shri Krishna is always meditated upon by the Paramahamsas. And now if you go back to the verse once again, if you see here we are saying Dhamna Svena Sada Nirasta Kuhakam Satyam Param Dhimahi. Now Dhimahi का अर्थ होता है, in technically अगर मैं बोलूँ, Dhimahi means we meditate upon. When you say Dhimahi, it is not just Vyasadev who is bowing down to Krishna. It is actually you and me. We all are bowing down to Krishna. That is what Vasudeva is saying. Which means Prabhupada is indicating that if you are reading Bhagavatam, then you better become a Paramahamsa. You see? Because Paramahamsa are those who meditate upon Krishna. A devotee of Krishna is a Paramahamsa. And Bhagavatam is meant for Paramahamsa. Yeah, right? We were discussing last time. Paramahamsa Samhita. See, Prabhupada has written everything. It is just that we should have the eyes to open it and see.
Yes.
So that's why Prabhupada is saying in the purport that Paramahamsas meditate on Krishna. And Bhagavatam is meant for Paramahamsas. That is what he is saying. Correct, na? हाँ, yes. या सो हाँ, चलो वापस जाते हैं इन द परपोर्ट में थे ना हम लोग. second paragraph. Vasudev or Lord Shri Krishna is the cause of all causes. Everything that exists emanates from the Lord. How this is so is explained in later chapters of this work. This work is described by Mahaprabhu Sri Chaitanya as the spotless Purana because it contains the transcendental narration of the personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna. The history of the Srimad Bhagavatam is also very glorious. It was compiled by Sri Vyasadev after he had attained maturity in transcendental knowledge. He wrote this under the instruction of Sri Naradji, his spiritual master. Vyasadev compiled all Vedic literatures containing the 4 divisions of the Vedas, the Vedanta Sutras or the Brahma Sutras, the Puranas, the Mahabharata, and so on. But nevertheless, he was not satisfied. His dissatisfaction was observed by his spiritual master, and thus Narada advised him to write on the transcendental activities of Lord Shri Krishna. These transcendental activities are described specifically in the 10th canto of this work. But in order to reach to the very substance, one must proceed gradually by developing knowledge of the categories. Right? He was trying to speak about Janmadhyasya Yatha, but in the earlier lines only he told that in the later part of the chapters it will come. Like that. You know? It is natural that a philosophical mind wants to know about the origin of the creation. At night, he sees the stars in the sky and he naturally speculates about their inhabitants. Such inquiries are natural for man because man has a developed consciousness which is higher than that of the animals. The author of Srimad Bhagavatam gives a direct answer to such inquiries. He says that the Lord Shri Krishna is the origin of all creations. He is not only the creator of the universe but the destroyer as well. The manifested cosmic nature is created at a certain period by the will of the Lord. It is maintained for some time and then it is annihilated by his will. Therefore, the supreme will is behind all cosmic activities. Of course, there are atheists of various categories who do not believe in a creator, but that is due to a poor fund of knowledge. The modern scientist, for example, has created space satellites, and by some arrangement or other, these satellites are thrown into outer space to fly for some time at the control of the scientist who is far away. Similarly, all the universes with innumerable stars and planets are controlled by the intelligence of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. See, Prabhupada is so, like, that is why we say, na, he is an Acharya. See, he could connect. He is saying that the modern scientist, he simply makes a space satellite and he is throwing in the air and he is getting all the information about the space. Now similarly Krishna is doing, and Krishna's intelligence, do you know Krishna's intelligence is supreme. So he has innumerably thrown all the stars and planets in the sky, and he is just controlling it like this. That is the intelligence of Krishna, like that is saying. And if you notice, Prabhupada does not use the word God. He uses the word personality of Godhead. See, Prabhupada is so specific. Why is he using the word personality of Godhead? Because Godhead means Vedantetat Tattvamedat Tattvam Yajnanam Advayam Brahmeti Paramatmeti Bhagavaniti Shabdyate. Right? The supreme absolute truth can be realized in 3 phases: Brahman, Paramatma and Bhagavan. But we are specifically speaking about Bhagavan here. That's why he is saying personality of Godhead and intelligence of the personality of Godhead. Right? Okay, we'll move further. In Vedic literatures, it is said that the absolute truth personality of Godhead is the chief amongst all living personalities. All living beings, beginning from the first created being Brahma down to the smallest ant, are individual living beings. And above Brahma, there are even other living beings with individual capacities. And the personality of Godhead is also a similar living being. And he is an individual, as are the other living beings. But the Supreme Lord or the Supreme Living Being has the greatest intelligence, and he possesses supermost inconceivable energies of all different varieties. If a man's brain can produce a space satellite, one can very easily imagine how brains higher than man can produce similarly wonderful things which are far superior. The reasonable person will easily accept this argument but there are stubborn atheists who would never agree. Srila Vyasadeva, however, at once accepts the supreme intelligence as the Parameshwara. He offers his respectful obeisances unto the supreme intelligence addressed as the Para or the Parameshwara or the supreme personality of Godhead. And that Parameshwara is Shri Krishna, as admitted in Bhagavad Gita and other scriptures delivered by Shri Vyasadeva, and specifically in this Srimad Bhagavatam. In Bhagavad Gita, the Lord says that there is no other Paratattva, Samam Bonam, than himself. Therefore, Shri Vyasadeva at once worships the Paratattva, Shri Krishna, whose transcendental activities are described in the 10th canto. Again and again his mind is going to 10th canto. You see? So Rasik. Unscrupulous persons go immediately to the 10th canto, and especially to the 5 chapters which describe the Lord's Rasa dance. The portion of the Srimad Bhagavatam, this portion of the Srimad Bhagavatam is the most confidential part of this great literature. Unless one is thoroughly accomplished in the transcendental knowledge of the Lord, one is sure to misunderstand the Lord's worshipable transcendental pastimes called Rasa dance and his loving affairs with the gopis. See, Prabhupada is not saying that one is sure to misunderstand the pastimes. He is saying the Lord's worshipable transcendental pastimes. Because we are Gaudiyas, no? We worship those pastimes of Krishna. What to speak of, demeaning it or looking down upon it. We worship those dealings of Krishna with the gopis and Radharani, and we aspire to be there. Right? That is what Prabhupada is indicating. What do you mean by worshipable? They are worshipable because we are Gaudiyas. Ramya Kachid Upasana Vrajavadu Vargaviryana Kalpita. Right? We are following in the footsteps of the gopis. This subject matter is highly spiritual, and only the liberated persons who have gradually attained the stage of Paramahamsa can transcendentally relish this Rasa dance. So he is hand-picking the words, you see. This subject matter is highly spiritual. Which subject matter? Rasa dance. And only the liberated persons who have gradually attained the stage of Paramahamsa. Right? From neophyte, he has traveled to Paramahamsa stage. They can transcendentally relish. That relishment is also not of this world. He is making that point. That is transcendental, which means it is not of this world. It is outside this world. That relishment is also a spiritual emotion. Correct? And how do you attain that stage of Paramahamsa gradually? The word gradually is the key. By reading Bhagavatam. You know why? In the Mangalacharan we were saying Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Cheva Narottamam Devin Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udire Nashta Prayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Seveya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. Nityam Bhagavata Seveya and Naishtiki Bhakti will happen. Right? So gradually we will become Paramahamsa if we relish Srimad Bhagavatam like that. Srila Vyasadeva therefore gives the reader the chance to gradually develop spiritual realization before actually relishing the essence of the pastimes of the Lord. See, he is giving, sometimes we may feel that, I am a neophyte. I felt this way. Okay. One time I was thinking, if 10th canto is everything, he could have just spoke about the 10th canto, right? Sometimes you feel that way, right? Like Parikshit Maharaj is going to go away. He could just hear the Vrindavan Leela. Why all this, philosophy or the first 9 cantos? Krishna's Leelas are the ultimate. So let him hear Krishna Leela directly. Correct? But here Prabhupada is making a point. What is he saying? Srila Vyasadeva therefore gives the reader the chance to gradually develop. The first 9 cantos, the intention of Bhagavatam is to give you the 10th canto. No doubt. But what is Srila Vyasadeva doing? He is giving the reader a chance to gradually develop the spiritual realization before actually relishing the essence of the pastimes of the Lord. The first 9 cantos are for that. You see, so that we can relish Krishna's pastimes. In the first 9 cantos, you will understand what it is. It is a chance for you and me, so that we can relish the pastimes of Krishna. Of course, these are also relishable, but our aspiration, our goals is like Vrindavan. So that's why this is a chance which is given to us like that. 1 second. Where was I? Therefore, he purposely invokes a Gayatri mantra. Dhimahi. The Gayatri mantra is meant for spiritually advanced people. When one is successful in chanting the Gayatri mantra, he can enter into the transcendental position of the Lord. One must therefore acquire Brahmanical qualities or be perfectly situated in the quality of goodness in order to chant the Gayatri mantra successfully, and then attain to the stage of transcendentally realizing the Lord, His name, His fame, His qualities, and so on. So Prabhupada is giving a whole new angle. He is saying why Gayatri mantra is present there. It is because it is meant for spiritually advanced people, so that we can acquire Brahmanical qualification and we can somehow chant successfully, so that we will get into that Vasudeva Sthiti. We'll get into that transcendental position, and then we can actually realize His name, form, character, fame, pastimes, qualities, and so on. Srimad Bhagavatam is the narration of the Swarupa of the Lord manifested by His internal potency, and this potency is distinguished from the external potency which has manifested the cosmic world, which is within our experience. Now see, this is a very important point, Prabhu, and it is very philosophically rich. थोड़ा सा वापस ऊपर आओगे क्या? See the first line. Srimad Bhagavatam is the narration of the Swarupa of the Lord manifested by His internal potency, like that Prabhupada is saying. And this potency is distinguished from the external potency of the Lord, which has manifested the cosmic world, which is within our experience. Which means अपने एक्सपीरियंस में आज के तारीख पे एक्सटर्नल पोटेंसी है भगवान का. इंटरनल पोटेंसी इज नॉट विद इन अवर एक्सपीरियंस. And how is Krishna manifested? Krishna is manifested by His internal potency, which means we are essentially different right now, क्योंकि हम ये external potency के चक्कर में है. And Prabhupada is saying that Bhagavatam is what? Bhagavatam is the narration of the Swarupa of the Lord. भगवान का स्वरूप का narration है ये. So serious we have to be. ऐसा we are directly dealing with Krishna when we are reading Bhagavatam. है ना? That is what it means, na? Bhagavatam is the narration of the Swarupa of the Lord, and Krishna is absolute. There is no difference between His Swarupa and the narration of His Swarupa, which means when we are reading Bhagavatam, we are associating with Krishna. That is what it means. है ना? We are associating with the internal potency of the Lord directly, even though our experience is that of the external world, the external, the potency. But still, when we are reading Bhagavatam, we are directly in touch with the internal potency of the Lord, directly in touch with Krishna. That's how serious we must be. Srila Vyasadeva makes a clear distinction between the two in this shloka. Right? He is making a distinction between the internal potency of the Lord and the external potency of the Lord. Like that Prabhupada is saying. Sri Vyasadeva says herein that the manifested internal potency is real, whereas the external manifested energy in the form of material existence is only temporary and illusory, like the mirage in the desert. You see? Can you go again to the verse so that we can pick that up? क्योंकि हम लोग जब ट्रांसलेशन पढ़े तो हमको मिला नहीं, है ना? If you go to the verse, we can pick it up what actually Prabhupada is saying. प्रभु आप म्यूट पे हो शायद.
Bro, can I turn off this video, bro?
Yes. Why not? Yeah. Can we go to this thing? So see here, Prabhupada, he says, Tejo Varyam Mridam Yatha Vinimayo Yatratra Sargo Mrisha, which this actually means the external potency of the Lord, right? Tejo Varyam Mridam Yatha Vinimayo Yatra Trisargo Mrisha. Trisarga is actually the external potency of the Lord. And Tejo Varimridam means sometimes in fire you can see, manifestation. In water you will see land. In fire you can see water, something like that. Like in a desert you can see a mirage. Similarly, the external potency of the Lord is so powerful, even though the world, this Trisarga, this is unreal because this is temporary, right? This is unreal, but still it makes you believe that it is real. That is the potency of the Lord. This is which potency? This is the external potency of the Lord. But again, in the very next line, it is said, Dhamna Svena Sada Nirasta Kuhakam. Now, Kuhakam means illusion, and Nirasta Kuhakam means illusion is not existing. Where Dhamna Svena, in his own Dhama, in his own abode, in his own paraphernalia, in his own things, there is no Kuhakam, that is, there is no illusion, which means there is no presence of external energy, which means that there is presence of internal energy. Right? So that is how Prabhupada is saying this thing. And similarly, in the second line, you can see Mukhyanti yat Suryaha. That even the great demigods and the sages, they are also bewildered by Krishna. So that is because of his act of external potency. And also that Yat also refers to Krishna. So in a way you can say that they are also bewildered and illusioned when they are trying to understand Krishna. Right? And that can be also correlated with the verse from Bhagavad Gita which says that, I am covered by my internal potency. He says, no, Yogamaya Samavrita. People cannot see me because Yogamaya Samavrita. I am covered by Yogamaya. Like that. So yeah, we can go there again. We found that verse. No? Prabhu, what do you think? We have to complete the entire purport today? What is your plan? Yeah.
It's already 11:40.
Yes, that's why I was also asking. So what we can do is we can complete this paragraph and then we can discuss. Yeah. Then we can continue from tomorrow onwards.
Yes.
Shri Vyasadeva says herein that the manifested internal potency is real, whereas the external manifested energy in the form of material existence is only temporary and illusory, like the mirage in the desert. In the desert mirage, there is no actual water. There is only the appearance of water. Real water is somewhere else. The manifested cosmic creation appears as reality. But reality of which this is but a shadow is in the spiritual world. Absolute truth is in the spiritual sky, not the material sky. है ना? Dhamna svena sada nirasta kuhakam. In the material sky, everything is relative truth. That is to say, one truth depends on something else. The cosmic creation results from interaction of the three modes of nature. है ना? Yatra trisargo mrisha. And the temporary manifestations are so created as to present an illusion of reality to the bewildered mind of the conditioned soul, who appears in so many species of life, including the higher demigods like Brahma, Indra, Chandra, and so on. In actuality, there is no reality in the manifested world. There appears to be reality. However, because of the true reality which exists in the spiritual world, where the personality of Godhead eternally exists with his transcendental paraphernalia. Yes, Prabhuji, maybe we can stop here. It is only 50% of the purport, right? There is even more to go. We can do it later. I am sorry, Prabhu, I am stretching. I know, but I feel that, this, like, only some verses are like this. You see, the first 3-4 verses of Bhagavatam, it is very huge and, very potent and pregnant with meaning. I feel that we should go in depth and dive. So when I am, doing this, when I am reading and, kind of correlating, I am also getting newer and newer this thing now, because I read it like maybe a year ago or something. I don't remember. But thank you, Prabhu. Because of you, it is happening. Thank you. In the later sections, we can, just quickly read and go. But first, thoda base, I feel 2-3 verses, we should go very in depth. What do you feel, Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhu.
Or do you want just plain reading? What do you feel?
No, Prabhuji, I need explanation also, because I am very much neophyte, Prabhu, so I am not...
No, Prabhu, nothing like that. You already know everything. It is for my purification. I'm just doing because I'm getting a little excited when I'm reading. That's why. So in the later sections, we can just read because things are comparatively a little easier, and we can go very, very, very quickly. But these first 2-3 verses, the purports are really very heavy. It is very wonderful, beautiful. You see, na Prabhupada, he writes so amazingly. Like in a line, in 2-3 words, he can explain a lot of things. Right? It is just amazing. Thank you so much, Prabhu. Thank you. Oh, I am so sorry. Thank you, Prabhu.
No,
Hare
no, it's
Krishna.
okay. It's okay.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks.